What's going on, squad? We need to talk about something today. Let's talk about Henneman's size principle. What is that? That is pretty much the fitness principle stating in order to get the most out of your strength and hypertrophy gains, we have to reach those ever so elusive type 2 muscle fibers. If you guys have trained for any amount of time, you'll know getting to those type 2 muscle fibers are a bitch. All right, so Henneman's size principle, by definition, the largest muscle fibers, the type 2 muscle fibers, with the greatest capacity to respond with strength and size increases are always the last fibers in line to be recruited. This is a pain in the ass, guys. Like, this is annoying, but we need to hit the maximum amount of muscle fibers to reach those type 2s. You'd think that with the type 2 muscle fibers being the largest, that it would be the easiest to access, right? Because they are the largest. But logic, apparently. The only way to reach these elusive type 2 muscle fibers are through high intensity contractions. And what do you know? The Isochain is all about that, isn't it? For those squad members that have been using the Isochain, we know that this isometric training is literally by design meant to hit those type 2 hard to reach muscle fibers. Like those low intensity activities like jogging and walking and all that stuff that doesn't really require a lot of energy. Those are your type 1 slow twitch muscle fibers, and they really don't stimulate that type of growth response. There's not anything where the body's like, whoa, 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 you know, it's just like, huh. All right, we're kind of in there. So think about your joggers. Actually, case in point, take this photo right here. A jogger and a marathon runner. Look at them, look at them. So obviously one is thinner and one is bigger, but that's not the point. The sprinter on the right there has access to, he has, all his entire body is type 2 fast twitch muscle fiber. Look at it, right? Bigger and stronger. The marathon runner is still physically fit. Some might debate that, but that is your opinion. Their muscular endurance is through the freaking roof, guys. They can run, they can jog for, they probably jog for days. They have built their body up to that point. So as a result, they're not really jacked, but you can see a lot of their vein. You can see a lot of definition. They are thin. They have trained their body for slow twitch activity. That's fantastic. That doesn't do a damn thing for size or strength, mind you, because they're not really strong either. But their stamina is great. Their oxidative metabolism is fantastic. That's what they've been improving by training that way. So see in this photo here, the Henneman size principle right there from Paul Wade's isometric manual. You see those little circles? I mean, it is so true. Those type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers on the right are what we are aiming to achieve. Bringing it back, the Isochain is literally designed to go right past the bullshit and go right into those type 2 muscle fibers. We are contracting for, depending on what we're training for, 6 seconds of maximal contraction. If we switch it up and go to the hypertrophy, because it's still true, we are still hitting those type 2s, maximal contractions. For 20 seconds, we are giving it everything we got. You wanna set it up to low mode or timed mode. Time mode and set in your timer. And you set in your contraction force that you want to hold. That by itself changes the entire Isochain game, okay? Like you just can't, I'm sorry, just the OG kind of fails in that aspect. Like I said, the tech is just too good on Isochain, right? So you set that up. Let's just say we're doing a row here so you guys can see me freaking dying in the corner. Yeah, I know you guys like to see me suffer, don't you? Admit it, you do. So for 45 seconds, we're literally trying to hold X amount of force. If it was just the OG and we're pulling, yes, we're trying to hold that contraction for 20 to 45 seconds to simulate the maximum amount of growth. You know, time of detention is one of the biggest factors in muscle hypertrophy. But having the number, guys, having the number there and now pulling for the beat, that is everything, guys. That is freaking everything. Does that make sense? See how that just changed the whole game? Just having the tech on the Isochain right there. So now you're holding that contraction for 20 to 45 seconds, which feels like 20 to 45 hours. It does. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all hear me complaining about isometric hypertrophy like all the time. It's so true though. Boom, Henneman size principle. They're the last to be recruited because we need high intensity contraction. And what's more intense than holding X amount of force for 20 to 45 seconds? That is a high intensity contraction. Pushing everything you got into the bar for 6 seconds is a high intensity contraction. You will get muscle growth. I now have an Isochain only client. She has seen muscle gain in a month. This is all she does. And she's increased her lean muscle mass. It's fantastic. Now, I have yet to have a Isochain hypertrophy client. I would love one. I would love one. Maybe when I get the online Isochain personal training going. Anybody that wants in, I'll train you. I can't wait. I would love, and it's Isochain only. If you're interested in that, I got my email in the description if you're interested. But yes, high intensity contractions. So a lot of people might think, well, high intensity is just strength, or high intensity contractions are just hypertrophy. Like if we think about a dynamic lift, right? If we're performing a bicep curl and we're just curling and it's relatively heavy and we're going slow and controlled, so boom, concentric phase of the motion is really fast, and then you hold up top for a split second, and then super controlled eccentric 2 seconds, boom, super controlled eccentric 2 seconds, boom, like that. Is that high intensity? Yes, that is freaking high intensity. That's called the perfect rep. If you guys have ever done perfect rep exercises, 1 second contraction, hold isometrically for 2 seconds, 2 second eccentric phase. You can even double that to 4 second eccentric phase. Dude, you are on fire. You don't even need that much weight. That is high intensity. On the same token, if you guys have ever done a deadlift, a heavy one, where it takes every ounce of freaking willpower and fiber of energy in your body to pick that weight up off the floor and put it back down, that is a high intensity, takes everything, right? Same thing. That's what we need to stimulate our bodies for the maximum amount of growth, to hit those type 2 fast twitch muscle fibers. Am I making sense here? Henneman size principle, does that make sense? If that didn't make sense, comment in the comment section below, help out the algorithm. But more importantly, so we can get your questions answered. Straight out of the Isometric manual, highly recommend you pick that up. It is in the description box below. If you like the video, be sure to drop a like. And if you're not yet part of the squad, hit that subscribe button, come join the squad with us. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.